LAPD just dropped that they got a whole menu of charges they trying to slap on our favorite diddler tickler. This shit popped off right after that John Doe lawsuit came crashing in on Diddy's ass. So this John Doe dude just sued the hell out of him, claiming Diddy spiked his liquor like a sneaky bartender from hell, then straight took advantage of him at some nasty Hollywood party. And get this, the kid was a minor back then, dog. They basically fed him right into Diddy's greasy paws like a lamb to the slaughter. But here's the wild part that got me tweaking. This John Doe, a whole legend, bro. He was a child star, famous as fuck, a public figure out here moving like that. Now he's hiding behind John Doe so his career don't explode in his face from all this Diddy drama.
A former child star slams P. Diddy with a disturbing civil lawsuit. He alleges the singer sexually assaulted him at a Hollywood party. Speculation is stirring about who this star could be, but the newest allegation in the Diddy case comes from an unlikely source, a former child star who says Diddy performed oral sex on him at a Hollywood party when he was still underage. And this brings forth a whole host of questions. Like, for instance, could P. Diddy face more criminal charges relating to these accusations? Is his current conviction relevant to these accusations? I mean, does it bolster them? Where does this civil case fall in line with the rest of the civil cases he's already up against? And above all, who is this celebrity child star? Well, the latter question is all speculation because the former child star has filed the lawsuit under John Doe. So we don't have an actual name, but we do know that it's a male who was reportedly already famous when the alleged incident happened.
Hey, here's another clue that got my head spinning, dog. Their acting career kicked off back in 2004. Who the fuck y'all think this mystery legend is, man? Drop it in the comments because I'm over here tripping. Because this person being a legit child actor, a famous one, that shit gives them mad credibility in my eyes. Like, why the hell would a celebrity come out, file a John Doe lawsuit, and cook up some straight false allegations against our Diddy blood, knowing damn well it's all gonna get exposed and proven fake in court? I just don't see it, bruh. What would a celebrity even gain from that bullshit? A regular nobody might chase the clout, the attention, and a fat settlement check, but if you're already a child star turned celebrity with everything to lose, dog, coming out with this will only torch your name and fuck your whole public reputation to pieces. I just don't think a famous ninja would take that kind of risk if they knew these charges were capped. And it ain't just Diddy in this lawsuit either. They dragging in a whole talent agency too. The one they say set up this nasty Hollywood party so Diddy could groom and straight violate minors in the industry. They feel like these clowns knew damn well those kids had no business being at that freak fest by themselves, but they still sent the minors straight into the lion's den knowing some foul shit was gonna go down. The fact they're dropping other people, specific dates, exact times, nah, dog. Listen, man, I ain't even trying to call this some frivolous clout chasing mess, bruh. This shit looks bad for Diddy. Real bad.
According to the lawsuit, the boy started his career acting in about 2004. Plaintiff, meaning John Doe, immediately began working in the entertainment industry, securing initial roles that provided early professional exposure and experience. The lawsuit alleges the boy was on some high-profile shows, but it doesn't specify which shows. It does, however, say the alleged incident happened involving Diddy back in 2007, meaning the boy would have had about 3 years experience in Hollywood at the time. Now, according to the filing, the boy reached out to his agents for help with his career, and this is common in Hollywood. They arranged different networking events where he could go and mingle and meet people, and it was all basically to build visibility with other actors, directors, and celebrities. And that, according to the court docs, is how he met P. Diddy in 2007 at one such networking event in the Hollywood Hills. The suit titles this section as, quote, the attack on plaintiff, describing what allegedly happened. According to the child star, he started off at the party by mingling with people and then noticed P. Diddy talking to some other actors who were in the crowd. But eventually, Diddy allegedly approached the boy. Diddy and the boy began talking about his career, and then Diddy said the boy could be a good candidate for an upcoming project. Defendant Combs told plaintiff he wanted to speak to him privately about some potential opportunities that defendant Combs had in mind for plaintiff. Defendant Combs guided plaintiff to the back rooms of the event. Defendant Combs and plaintiff went into one of the back rooms together. Defendant Combs shut the door to the back room behind them. At this point, Diddy allegedly gave the boy some alcohol. And I want to pause here to note, if you followed the P. Diddy trial at all, you know that multiple witnesses testified that Diddy allegedly plied them with alcohol that was sometimes drugged. Multiple other civil lawsuits allege that Diddy forced survivors to drink alcohol that had allegedly been drugged in order to sexually assault them. According to this most recent filing, John Doe alludes to a similar situation. He says that Diddy gave him some alcohol and then allegedly began touching him and rubbing inappropriate parts of his body. Unexpectedly, defendant Combs started to touch plaintiff. First, defendant Combs began to rub on plaintiff's arm. Plaintiff told defendant Combs that he did not feel comfortable with the way defendant Combs was touching him. Defendant Combs tried to relax plaintiff and continued to touch plaintiff, moving his hands down plaintiff's body, beginning with touching his arm and then down to his stomach. It all culminated with Diddy allegedly performing oral on the boy, who once again was a child at the time.
If you out here still riding in Diddy, riding for Diddy like a diehard defender, you could easily try to spin this weak ass excuse, dog. Diddy did this shit in a party packed full of people. You really think this man is that bold, that goddamn reckless to pull some nasty shit on a child actor he never even met before? Like, he pulls the kid into a separate room, spikes his liquor like a predator bartender, then straight takes advantage, risking the whole time at this famous minor just bolts out screaming, "He grabbed me! He grabbed me! He grabbed me!" at the top of his lungs? Come on, man. Like, come the fuck on. To me, that's literally the only little defense you could even try to throw out there. But I'll keep it a buck with y'all. I don't even think that weak ass response holds any water, bruh. Cause once you start dropping specific dates, exact times, and dragging other people into this lawsuit, nah, dawg. It's looking terrible for Diddy, man. Straight up catastrophic. LAPD came out and said it's unclear if this John Doe situation is tied into their investigation. But they did reveal they believe they got enough to charge his ass with 2 particular sexual assault crimes, right? Now, it's still fuzzy on exactly when or if they're dropping the hammer on Diddy, but they said they got the goods and they're moving forward with this shit.
Well, Diddy allegedly touched himself. Defendant Combs then pulled up his pants and told plaintiff he would see where they would go from there for the role that he had in mind for defendant Combs' project. Plaintiff was in shock and pulled his clothing back up. After this, the boy was left completely alone. According to the lawsuit, he was in total shock, so he waited for his ride to come and then he left. P. Diddy is listed as a defendant in the lawsuit, but so too are some of the talent agencies for their alleged involvement. The child star alleges it was their duty to protect him, and they didn't. In fact, the adult agents allegedly didn't even attend the party and instead encouraged this child star to go alone without a chaperone. Plaintiff is informed and believes, and thereon alleges, that defendant Combs and agents spoke prior to the event in order to conspire to create an event disguised as an industry meeting in order to provide defendant Combs with an opportunity to come into contact with minor children like plaintiff. Plaintiff believes that the agents knew that Diddy had a reputation for sexually assaulting children and urged the boy to attend the party anyway. Now, this lawsuit was filed on Monday, June 8th in Los Angeles Superior Court, bringing forth a slew of allegations, including childhood sexual assault, sexual battery, negligence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, false imprisonment, violation of the Ralph Civil Rights Act, negligent supervision of a minor, and sexual harassment under Civil Code 51.9. Either way, P. Diddy himself has completely denied the allegations. His team told local TV station KTLA-5 the accusations are, quote, false and ridiculous. His team released a statement saying, quote, He's just another hater in a long list of people trying to get in on the money gravy train encouraged by personal injury lawyers. Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted anyone, and that includes any child. These allegations will be disproved like all the rest. So that's Diddy's stance, but according to the LA Times, investigators on the West Coast are taking a closer look at all of these allegations. The Times reports the LA County District Attorney's Office has been reviewing sexual assault allegations against P. Diddy, and that the LAPD and Sheriff's Department have presented two separate cases for possible criminal charges. So is this John Doe case involved? Could P. Diddy face additional charges, maybe even state charges out of California? I don't know. These are all questions I need an expert opinion for.
Good news and bad news for all you Diddy blood defenders out there, man. Good news, if they already tried twice to slap charges on him and it ain't stuck yet, then clearly this case ain't as rock solid concrete as y'all want it to be. They still haven't charged his ass. Bad news? Oh, they coming for Diddy, bruh. They absolutely gonna charge him. Watch. I don't feel like these LAPD folks the type to investigate hard, get a charge ready, try it, grand jury don't bite, and then just drop the whole thing like, whatever. Nah, dog. I feel like they coming for Diddy blood heavy. They about to R. Kelly his ass. Remember R. Kelly? That ninja got bonded out by his random fans one day, right? Then same night, boom, fresh warrant for his arrest on some new shit. That's exactly how they finna do Diddy, man. If Diddy manages to get out, first thing you better do, my boy, get the fuck out of the United States. Take notes from Cassie, bruh. Cause when you stay in their face, bopping around reminding everybody what you did, that's when the investigation goes nuclear. More victims crawl out the woodwork and they bury your ass 6 feet deep with your baby oil. But if you dip out their faces, go to some third world country somewhere, bro, Cuba, Liberia, West Africa, wherever, and just chill off the grid, off the map, I feel like they might leave you alone. But if you think you about to get out, run back to Harlem bopping and Harlem shaking on top of cars, can't stop, won't stop, back on the billboard in Times Square doing all that Diddy shit, you are sadly mistaken, dog. They gonna get you out here to pay. Just get yourself out the paint, bro. Get the fuck out of the way, man. Leave. Leave. Cause them folks not playing with you, bruh. And if they already got 2 solid ones, they probably sitting on like 10 more, right? They just managed to get 2 to stick enough to submit. Nah, not enough. Okay, cool. So they about to draw it back in, finesse it a little bit, tweak it, and resubmit it. I'm telling you, bro, they about to keep resubmitting till it sticks, however many times they need to. Diddy blood, you was going to jail, man. 2 years ain't enough for these folks. Brian still played them folks' faces, but they want blood and flesh now.
But this plaintiff, by definition, and in the text of the complaint, is no longer a minor. There's no good reason why his identity should be shielded.
And just to explain this to our viewers, when P. Diddy is served with this or his team, whatever, they get, this lawsuit and it says John Doe. Did they actually get to know the identity of this person, or is it simply just John Doe to them too?
I suspect, Diddy is well represented. They will have a very good idea as to who the John Doe is, but it's still what it denies his lawyers and investigators the tips that you get in these cases. So in other words, if, as I suspect, they move to have John Doe's name made public, they will start to get a lot of feedback from the public at large as to who this person is in terms of his credibility. It's just making the defendants fight with one arm tied behind their backs, and I just don't think as a matter of due process it's fair.
And again, to remind our viewers, this is a civil lawsuit. These are allegations. He doesn't have criminal charges involving all of this. But isn't it kind of tricky to bring a case like this? Because according to this child star, John Doe, this happened back in 2007. Obviously, we're now in 2026. If there was any cell phone data, maybe they have it still, cameras or video, like things would be a lot different now versus then. I mean, do you think, obviously there's a different burden of proof when it comes to a civil case, but isn't that an uphill battle bringing an allegation like this from, more than a decade ago?
I agree, because they will have the burden of proof. The plaintiff, the John Doe plaintiff, will have the burden of proof, whether it's by preponderance of the evidence or clear and convincing. It still will be his burden, and it will be harder to carry that burden in light of, as you said, there probably will be spoliation or destruction of any contemporaneous communications at the time, if any, and some of the technology was older than in any event. So I think that is a disadvantage to the plaintiff. But it also, I've been on the other side of these, and it's harder for the defendant in a he said context.
Yo, I think on the civil suit side, Diddy blood might actually wiggle his ass out of that one somehow. But LAPD sitting over there with a whole buffet of multiple charges they about to slam on him. Nah, dog. That right there should have him shitting bricks. It should scare the absolute fuck out of him. Badly. Like terrified for his life type shit. Let me know what y'all think about this wild mess down in the comments, okay? And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more videos like this. Until then, stay tuned.